Thank you. First, I want to thank God for all the gifts He has given me over the course of my life. Second, I'd like to thank the team. Nothing could have been accomplished without their support. So, God bless the board of directors, benefactors, Sue and her team, the counselors, clinical personnel, nurses, ultrasound professionals, and I hope I haven't left anyone out. Most of these people volunteer or make less than they would anywhere else. It's all for one purpose, to save babies. You know, EWTN has been praying the rosary for life during the month of September, and my thoughts almost daily go to the sidewalk counselors. These women and men are on the front line, and frequently stare straight into the gates of hell. I've had a few as patients. The remarkable thing about them is their eyes. They sometimes look dark. Frequently, they say they are empty. However, I believe those eyes show pure love. Perhaps it may be similar to the gaze of Mary, the Blessed Mother. I saw a version of that each time I was privileged to deliver a baby. It never failed. The moment before delivery, they were women. The moment after, they're a mother. It's in their gaze. I suspect a version is in the gaze of each person who comes into contact with a woman at risk for terminating their pregnancy. The last year has been a maelstrom. What started as a simple carpal tunnel turned into months of tests, surgery, and doctors, some I count as friends. A trip to Northwestern, and the diagnosis was confirmed, ALS, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig disease. You could imagine the frustration. The one question that doesn't make sense is why my cross is shared with the ones you love the most. Through this journey or adventure, my family has been with me every step of the way. It is said that doctors make the worst patients. I'm living proof that it is true. But my family is still there. Even with the insanely busy lives that my 6, or I should say 8 kids, 2 are married, they still make time for my needs. Early in the process, I had a true crisis of hope. One of my children, who's become a real leader, suggested that I go to Mary. I started to watch Mother Angelica reruns that have led to my morning work. It consists of about 90 minutes of Mass and devotions. The same son now calls me Father Tony. Then there is my wife. I have never questioned her love for me, but I never thought it could run so deep. She has a wicked crazy job. She is essentially responsible for the religious instruction of every child, both for the school and the religious education, as well as sacramental preparation. I couldn't be more proud of her. This school year, she even lost her assistant. Yet, she has been so strong. She has been to every visit, asked every tough question, taken every household duty, and wiped each tear. There are many times she goes to sleep well after me. She likes to remind me that I slept with ALS. I think I now know what St. Paul meant by husbands love your wives as Christ loved the church, infinitely. And Barb's gaze these days are very similar to those of the sidewalk counselors. An increasing number of my children, whom I love so deeply, have similar gazes. A quick note about how I'm communicating with you. God bless the engineers who dreamed up these technologies. They call this an eye gaze machine. That's self-evident. This is actually Dave from Microsoft. When I finally announced that I had to close my practice, after missing several dates of return, I had no idea what the response would be. It was a difficult decision, and I didn't know how it would be received. The response was overwhelming. It was so humbling to see the support and love from patients and friends. The social media posts, cards, letters, pictures, and gifts we have received mean so much. Especially the prayers, masses, and spiritual bouquets have been such a blessing. I could never thank everyone enough. I want to close with 2 stories, both from my college days. I had a very Jesuitical education. I went to college at a Division I basketball school, No, not Georgetown or even Boston College, but Fairfield, home of the Stags. The team was just good enough to take teams to overtime before losing. We were nuts for college basketball. The Final Four wasn't quite what is now. In 1983, one shining moment came when Jim Valvano danced and ran across the court after his North Carolina State Wolfpack had upset the heavily favored Phi Slamma Jamma Cougars from Houston. 10 years later, weakened by cancer, Jim gave a passionate speech at one of the first ASPI Awards, when it was still about sports. He entreated the audience to do 3 things, which I'm sure my family and I do every day. First, laugh. We do a lot of that. It's not always rated G, but there is part of every day that's ridiculous. Second, think. I know I do, so much that my family thinks I talk to imaginary people. Third, cry. It doesn't need to be sad tears. I may tear up occasionally, and I suspect my family mostly does it when it is quiet. I would add a fourth, pray. I know how easy it is to pray when good things happen. But giving thanks for a cross such as this has been a process. I think I'm there most days. Jimmy V died 10 days after that speech. While I am all too aware of the course of this disease, there is still no cure or effective long-term treatment. There is a lot of life still in me. Until God calls me home, I will do all I can to promote a culture of life. I am usually a happy warrior. I can't answer the phone, but I will answer any text. All my social schedule is handled by my incredible wife. Someone can give you the info if you need it. Please pray for me as I pray for you. One last story. I was a member of campus music ministry, and we loved the St. Louis Jesuits. Lord of Light came out, and we were eager to share it. One of the songs we did regularly was Here I Am Lord, as a communion meditation. Another song has creeped into my mind. Now, I'm no saint. But here is the verse, I will run the race, I will fight the good fight. So to win the prize of the kingdom of my Lord. Only this I want, but to know the Lord, and to bear his cross, so to wear the crown he wore. Thank you again. God bless you all.